It is a windy day here at Haylett RV. 293 Everest just came in. Because of the wind, I may make my outside tour a little shorter than normal. This is an extremely well-kept coach. Kind of almost unfortunate history behind it. Original owner bought it, had the plan to do a lot of traveling. They were gonna spend their retirement in an RV. Shortly after they bought it, discovered they had terminal cancer, and that's terribly unfortunate. They had it for about a year before the second owner, the current owner who brought it here to us, they purchased it. Those folks kind of had a similar plan. They were going to do some traveling around. They took it out to Arizona, where they spent about one trip on it, spent about 30 days in it in an RV park, and discovered they just did not like camping next to other people. Their idea of camping involved a little more open air and fewer neighbors, I suppose. They ended up purchasing a cabin in the middle of the woods in the middle of nowhere as a result. And this thing basically just spent the most of its life, I think about 5 years essentially, just parked in a barn. So it spent a little time in the Arizona sun. It's taken 1 or 2 long trips. That is it. There is very little use actually put on a coach, especially one of this caliber, which is designed for extended season use, fully enclosed insulated underbelly, very heavy duty walk-on roof and whatnot, and things that I like seeing, like this wrap over roof line right here. That's a good indicator of quality of construction. When you pull the roof line over the side like that, you greatly reduce the potential for seam failure there, greatly reduce the opportunity for leaks. Front and rear nose caps, front nose cap, rear wall cap is rather, those are also indicators of things that are designed to be built and enjoyed at a higher product level. Again, other than a very, very minor amount of sun touching the skin here and there, this thing's in great shape. I mean, you saw when I passed through here earlier, big front storage, and previous owner was just very, very meticulous about keeping everything clean and organized. Everything has a place. Like you see, everything has a tote. When we looked at this front storage area here, you see that they had, everything was organized, cleanly, neatly. They even built their own pull pads here, or landing pads for the front jacks, just so that they always had the ideal landing pad for stuff like that. They were, like I said, very particular about keeping their RV in a specific way, and I have the utmost of confidence that this was very well kept as a result. Now, when you step inside, the interior does not disappoint. I think the interior is actually in even better shape than the exterior, as it has seen virtually no use. Let me back up here. This is a classic rear kitchen floor plan. And, you still see RVs built like this today because it is just a monster setup. I've always thought that a rear kitchen was a very good social entertainer's floor plan because everybody knows the party ends in the kitchen. And you get more cabinet space and more counter space in a rear kitchen than anything else in its class. Now, this is an Everest, which is one of Keystone's longer running brands. It has... it's just simply been renamed in modern years as the Alpine, but the Everest is basically the grandfather of the Alpine name. They just went through a big floor plan change one season, decided to change the name over. But we're looking at all hardwood, fascia and stuff like that. You're not going to see anything really chinsed down or scaled down here. All central air. I mean, they have, let me flip the switch here. They had all LED lights inside here way before people were doing that. And look how it instantly brightened it up in here. It was already pretty nice because of all these big windows, but it just really brought it to life as soon as you kick those on. And you can find LED lights on fifth wheels today all over the place, but when this was built, that was pretty much unheard of. There were just not a lot of RV manufacturers doing that. Single real big plush recliner here, and I like that they left it open. They didn't try to shove 2 in here. They just left it open and comfortable. You could easily put like a little side stand over here for drinks. And again, you see how this is strapped down? This is again how previous ownership kept this thing in place. They did everything the right way. He looked at this like an investment, and he wasn't going to, just be lazy effectively and damage his RV because he just didn't feel like strapping down a chair. This thing's in top shape and order, and it's just going to be a really good deal for someone looking for a big fifth wheel who just doesn't want to get into that new RV price tag. The countertops here are all a solid surface molded type countertop. Now what I like is, this is something Keystone did for a while, they've since moved away from, but I always thought it was sharp, is they had these molded sinks. The sinks and the countertops are actually all one piece. What that means, man, these are heavy duty right here, holy crap. This is seamless. There is no area where water can leak or penetrate or cause water damage. It is in great shape. And I love the level change here on the countertop. I like anytime you start to see 3 dimensions in anything. So many RVs are so flat that I like it when you get to see some character like that. Now you've got excellent cabinet space here, and this passes all the way through. There's actually doors on the other side as well. But even here under the sink, I mean, look at that, just a little trash can, dish tray. I'm not surprised. Why am I not surprised to find even a dish organizer? This has been very well kept. Oops, there we go. Overhead cabinets here are exceptionally large, and one of the things I like about them, I point this out whenever I see it, is that they shelf extra large cabinets like that. Some manufacturers will just leave these closed, and the guy's gonna say, man, look at the big cabinets you have here. But if you don't open it up, sometimes they don't put that shelf in there. So all of this up here is wasted space. You need that extra space and room. Most rear kitchens suffer from a lack of rear windows, but you see that's not the case here. Especially with the bright color countertop and cabinetry, you get a lot of light inside of here. You know, big windows overlooking that single recliner there, big windows around the hide-a-bed sofa, and the freestanding table. Has twin extension leaves. Most of the time what you're going to do, you're probably going to take 2 of these chairs and just hide them in the closet up front or something like that, and then bring the other 2 chairs out when you have guests. Most of the time it's just going to be 2 of you here at this dinette. Little things too, like this little power outlet next to the sofa. That's just smart engineering and smart design. You're going to see another one over here. And, you know, things like that. This was made before everybody had an iPhone or an Android in their pocket, but it's remained current and valid even today. This thing was way ahead of its time. Again, I love that light colored cabinetry. Everything's so dark nowadays. I really hope that trend kind of ends and they go back to this light stuff soon, because this is gorgeous. To me, this is an RV. This is camping. This is what I grew up with. This is what I like. But I suppose it's like music. You know, everybody tends to enjoy the music that they listened to when they were growing up. You know, this is the cabinetry that I had when I was growing up, so this is what resonates with me. We do have a full sliding privacy door here to cut off the master suite up front from everything else in the back. We also have 3 easy steps to get upstairs here instead of just 2. We also do have a king bed in here. That's a 70 by 80 inch king bed up here in this master suite. Now what's nice is they designed it. This was standard with a king bed. So there's actually room to get around the bed over here. If, in my experience, when manufacturers build with a queen bed and then offer a king, then you can't get around the bed most of the time. The front storage and closet space in this is pretty awesome. I love how they have this segmented, because so often you'll see most manufacturers, because it's cheaper and easier is why they do it, they'll put one big sliding door here. Well, it's hard to get to that side storage, so they segmented this off into 3 separate sections, and I really love how they did that. You may notice the plumbing here. This is washer dryer prepped. Additionally, this was made before the day and age of flat screens were everywhere. But if you do you could easily like mount a pedestal screen here. It pulls out and then it turns toward the bed or wherever you want it. This door comes out of the way so you get to see the TV. Then, when you're done, it recesses back. You close that and you're done. Just that easy. Extra little shoe space or generic pocket space down there. And we have 3 of these big dresser drawers here. And I've noticed all of the door and drawer hardware works very well. I mean, this has not been used, abused, overworked. It's just not been used. It's the easiest way I can describe it. And it's the detail stuff that I really appreciate here. As a camper myself, I like the fact that this mirror and this vanity is on a bias. It's on an angle. It's facing where you're going to be standing. A lot of manufacturers, to save money and to save time, they'll just put a generic medicine cabinet like they use in every single floor plan against the wall flat. Well, when the sink is on a nice angle like this and the mirror is flat, everything's awkward and nothing makes sense. They built this, you know, they took the time to build this together to be one piece to work for this model, and that's good attention to detail. Notice too that your bathroom sink is that same solid surface, one-piece molded countertop that you see in the kitchen. They didn't, you know, they didn't scale down just because now you're out of the living room. We also have a big standing shower here with a what am I wanting to say? A little seating area in there. Let me open that up. And I love how this is accent colored. You know, if you've had knee or hip replacements and you like to sit while you bathe, this is a good floor plan for you. And that's a walk-in shower, no tub. And I'm 6'3", wearing boots, wearing a hat, and you see that I still have headroom up here. So you're not going to run into trouble there. Another thing I noticed is the bigger, like, Create-A-Breeze or Max Air fan, you know, different brand names for basically the same product, that, up here in the bedroom. Now, both windows on both sides of the bed in the slide open for ventilation. This window opens like crazy for ventilation. You kick that thing on and you may not even need to run the air conditioner unless you're out west where it is scorching hot at night. You know, around here in the Midwest, that's going to treat you just fine at night. Oop, I haven't passed by here yet. Just a simple closet style bathroom, but I do want to point out it is well spaced. I'm a tall guy, I have long legs. You see that my legs are past a 90-degree bend here, so this is, you know, comfortable. It's, you know, it's a functional room. It's not designed for some, you're not going to spend, you know, a lot of time in there, but that's not the point of that. The bathroom is there to serve a function. So give us a call, 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Give us, I mean, we got trades, financing, pieces, parts, hitching, accessories, everything. This is a one-stop shop, and this is going to be a hard deal to replace. It is highly uncommon to find a used fifth wheel of this age kept to this level. This has been extremely well kept, guys. This is not one that's going to come back and haunt you. This is one that you're going to take home and you're going to enjoy. Take care, stay safe, happy camping, everybody.